Hello students, so I am here with my next video of chapter 2. Chapter 2 is chemical changes and reactions. So I am explaining you the next topic of this chapter, which is characteristic of chemical reactions. In my previous video I have explained you the conditions which are required for a chemical reaction to take place. Now we will discuss the characteristic which can be seen during a chemical reaction, or by seeing these characteristics we can say that yes, this is a chemical reaction. It is not physical but it is a chemical reaction. So coming to the first characteristic, which is evolution of gas. In many reactions gases are evolved or gases are formed in product which are said to be evolved, and the evolved gas is always shown with upward arrow. So let's consider one example. I hope you remember this equation because you have studied the preparation of hydrogen in class 8th. So when granulated zinc is added to dilute acids, either HCl or H2SO4, it will form the zinc chloride or zinc sulfate with effervescence or evolution of hydrogen gas. Okay, so whenever a gas is evolved, we can observe the formation of a gas through a liquid in the form of effervescence. When the gas is evolved with solid products, then we can't use the word effervescence. But if the gas is evolved through a liquid solution, then we can see the formation of bubbles, and the formation of bubbles is known as effervescence. So whenever you add zinc to dilute H2SO4, zinc sulfate will be formed, and from the aqueous solution of zinc sulfate you will see hydrogen gas will bubbled out readily. So the formation of bubbles can be said as to be effervescence. Another example we can consider decomposition of calcium carbonate with dilute acid. Generally the weak salts of metals like carbonates, bicarbonates, sulfates, sulfides, bisulfides and sulfides, weak salts of metals can be easily decomposed by acids. So whenever you are decomposing any carbonate, not only calcium carbonate, any carbonate, if it is decomposed like sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, magnesium carbonate by dilute acids, you can consider dilute HCl, or you can also use dilute H2SO4 or dilute HNO3 depending upon the conditions which are required. So here we are taking dilute HCl. So carbonate always on decomposition will give you three products: salt, water and carbon dioxide. Carbonates will always give you salt, water and carbon dioxide. So here also gas is evolved in the product, so you can write upward arrow here. So this is also a chemical reaction because it is characterized by evolution of gas. Second characteristic is change in color. Many reactions are accompanied by change in color. So here I have taken two examples. In the first example, whenever iron pieces are added to blue copper sulfate, actually copper sulfate is a salt, and when it is dissolved in water it forms a blue color solution. So whenever iron pieces are added to blue copper sulfate, due to displacement, because iron is more reactive than copper, so it will displace copper and form FeSO4 or ferrous sulfate. So new ferrous sulfate, new product is formed which is green in color, and yes, the brown copper will left as deposit. So the chemical change is also accompanied by change in color because the blue solution of copper sulfate has changed to green due to formation of ferrous sulfate. Another example is addition of copper to concentrated sulfuric acid. Whenever concentrated sulfuric acid is added, I told you already the type of acids we can use for our reaction. Dilute acids means if more amount of water, and concentrated acid means if less amount of water is mixed. And I told you already that acids will never behave as acid without dissolving them in water. So dissolution of water in acid is must. If more water is added, then it is dilute. If less water is added, then it will be concentrated. So when concentrated sulfuric acid is added to brown copper metal, it will readily form copper sulfate, which is again I told you blue in color, water and sulfur dioxide gas is also evolved here. So you can see that two characteristic of reaction can be are seen in this reaction. First is evolution of gas and second is change of color. The brown copper has changed to blue copper sulfate, as well as sulfur dioxide gas is evolved. So that's why you can say that it is a chemical change. Next characteristic is formation of precipitate. What do you mean by precipitate? When two soluble substances are mixed and something insoluble is formed, that insoluble substance is called precipitate. So we can consider a very common reaction here. Silver nitrate aqueous and sodium chloride aqueous. Actually silver nitrate is a salt, sodium chloride is also a salt. When these two salts are mixed in solid form, there will be no reaction. But if they are dissolved separately in water, silver nitrate is dissolved to form aqueous solution, sodium chloride is also dissolved to form aqueous solution. And now if these two solutions are mixed, readily you will see that reaction starts and white precipitate of silver chloride is observed. White insoluble substance is formed, which can be shown as downward arrow we show for precipitate. And yes, another compound, sodium nitrate. Actually it is double decomposition reaction, so both the reactants break and exchange their radical to form insoluble product. So silver nitrate will break into silver and nitrate ions, sodium chloride will break into sodium and chloride ions. Then they will exchange their radicals. Silver will combine to chloride and sodium to nitrate to form insoluble silver chloride and sodium nitrate. So this is one example which involves the formation of precipitate. Now let's discuss another example where precipitate is also formed, which is the reaction between ferrous sulfate and sodium hydroxide. Ferrous sulfate is a salt, and when this salt is decomposed by sodium hydroxide, it is also double decomposition reaction. So both the reactants will break and then they will exchange their radicals to form insoluble products. So iron sulfate will break into iron and sulfate. It will break into sodium and hydroxide. Then they will exchange. Iron will combine with hydroxide and sodium will combine with sulfate. So iron hydroxide or ferrous hydroxide is an insoluble substance which appears dirty green in color. So ferrous hydroxide, the insoluble dirty green precipitate is formed with the formation of sodium sulfate. So as insoluble product is formed, so it is also characteristic of a chemical change. Now last characteristic is change of state. In many reactions you can observe that after the product is formed, you can see the change in the state of the reactants. Okay, so let's consider one reaction. In this reaction, ammonia, which is a gas, and HCl, please don't get confused and don't readily read HCl as hydrochloric acid. अगर HCl लिखा है तो तुरंत उसको hydrochloric acid नहीं पढ़ना है. Just to check what is written inside the bracket. If aqueous is written, then it must be read as hydrochloric acid. But if within bracket gas is written here, then it is hydrogen chloride gas. Because I told you, acid will not behave as an acid before dissolving it in water. So HCl, when it will be mixed in water to form the aqueous solution, then it will become hydrochloric acid. But here we are using the pure form of HCl without dissolving in water, so it is acting as hydrogen chloride gas. So both reactants are in their gaseous state, but once they are combined, they react to form ammonium chloride product, which is solid. So you can see the change of state here. Gaseous reactants combine to form a solid product. So it is a unique reaction. Many times you can be asked with a question, write one example in which two gases combine to form a solid product. For that you can write this reaction to show the change of state. Another example is combination of carbon and sulfur. Both these reactants are solid. Carbon is a solid, sulfur is also a solid. But once they are mixed and heated, they will form carbon disulfide, which is liquid. So change of state also represent the characteristic of a chemical change. Here I am ending my video, and just after this topic you have exercise 2a, but I request everyone to don't start this exercise. I will send you my next video which will give you some hints for solving this exercise, so that no student should write any wrong answers, because in your in the answers I have found some mistakes. So please, after my video only, try to write the work in your fair copy.